Welcome to new semester, and today we'll talk about your introduction and team sign up. So, all right, yep, okay. So you will go to Blackboard, and under discussion, you'll see one for introduction, and introduce yourself based on these following things. Goal. What is your goal for this class? And I'll tell you in a minute why I want you to introduce you in this fashion. So let's say if your goal for this class is really high, meaning you want to get an A in this class. By the way, be completely honest. Nobody is going to judge you, okay? Because this is, see, when you introduce yourself, you want to make sure that the goal is to be in a team with like-minded individuals, okay? So some of you may not want to agree, as to what your goal is, but it's better to be honest and upfront. Because let's say if your assignment is to go to Dallas from here. Now Dallas, depending upon what part of Dallas you want to go to and what part of Houston you're starting from, it could be anywhere from 200 to 300 miles, let's say, okay? And it could take anywhere from 3 to 4 hours, okay? So let's think about a team of low performance, the team that the goal is really low. And again, I'm not putting people with low goal down. It could be that you have a lot going on in your life, or you get going through situations and you don't have time to put in effort. That's fine. That's why you need to be totally honest, okay? So let's say a team of low performers, that let's say there are 4 people in that team. One person could say, hey, you know what? Nah, why go to Dallas? Well, just go to Conroe or Huntsville or something like that. And somebody might say, hey, we'll just look at pictures of Dallas. Why bother going there? Okay? So that's like the low performing team. A high performing team would be yes, that's our goal. We'll go there fast. Um, One person will check to make sure that there's enough gas in the car. Another person will check to make sure that the tires have enough pressure. Another person would actually look at the map and see, what are the roads to avoid and things like that. So that's a high performing team. Everybody is on the same page and they just want to, do it right away. So that's why it's important, because let's say if you have somebody that just wants to look at pictures of Dallas and versus somebody that actually wants to get there fast, guess what will happen? It will be a disaster, because the person, may not be that enthusiastic. That person maybe just sleep in the back in the car, and not even contribute. So you don't want that kind of person in your team. Okay. So that's why the goal, that this is actually the number one thing that is very, very important. So let me just, okay. So this is very, very important. Okay, make sure people are on the same page. And now the rest of these things are kind of flexible, like, how much do you like to plan or organize? Okay. Now, so some of you may want like everything detailed, like, they have a schedule, like week 1 we'll do this, week 2 we'll do this. That's awesome. And somebody that has this detail, it's not important that everybody in the team makes detailed plans. It's okay, just 1 or 2 people make the plan. That's fine, as long as the other people are willing to follow that plan. Okay. Then the next, this is actually I've seen. By the way, I just want to let you know, the simulation that you're going to be playing is actually my students, we've been playing this for like 11 semesters. And if you have actually looked at the Blackboard, you'll notice that our teams have been, again, this is the latest information, we've been competing with more than 50,000 students all over the world, okay? And it's played by Harvard, Wharton, you name it, all the big business schools are playing this simulation. So take a guess as to where our students are in terms of global ranking. Well, I know you can't respond, but we've been number 1 in the world, okay? Past 9 out of 11 semesters. So how is that possible? Okay. The reason it is possible is because if once you go into the Blackboard, you'll notice that I have created assignments that will build your foundation. So this way, when you actually play the game, you'll be in a much better shape to actually win the competition. Okay. And not only that, actually, there have been multiple teams that have been number one, even in the same semester in my classes. Okay. And again, you got to give credit where all credit is due, which is you guys are really amazing. You guys put in a lot of efforts, which makes me look good, makes you look good too. And I'll in future lectures or future videos, I'll tell you more about myself and what I do. But for now, let's just focus back on the introduction. And so this thinking part is actually very, very important. See, some people like to think in groups, like, brainstorm and things like that. Okay. But if these people are paired up with people that like to think individually, guess what? It could be a disaster because the person that likes to think, that likes to voice his or her ideas, may not work in a situation where people like just go away and they come up with their own ideas. And if you have looked at Myers-Briggs, they also call it introverts and extroverts. Okay. So it's important. And you may think that somebody is slacking off. No, because that's the way they think. They want to involve everybody, and so they think out loud. They're not thinking in their own mind. They want to, uh, bounce ideas off of others. So it's important that in a group setting, people are of similar thinking style. Okay. The best is, if you're flexible, this is always the best style. And how do you act? Do you prefer to act early, or are you a procrastinator? Okay. Um, so that's also important because the procrastinators can drive the people that like to do things early crazy, and vice versa. Okay. And what's your personality? It's are you a leader, or are you kind of flexible? You can go either way or follow up. It's also important in a group to have actually a combination of these, because guess what? If everybody is a leader, they might clash butt heads and they may not be able to get things done. Or if everybody is a follower, they're just waiting on somebody to do it. And that may never happen. So it's important to keep this in mind. So how will you introduce yourself? Again, I don't want you to write big, long essays. You just bullets is sufficient. Okay. Because we live in the age of TikTok and Twitter, and nobody has time to read long essays. All right. So it's important to just keep it simple. So how will you introduce yourself? Just one line is enough. All right. So just say, what's your name? What's your goal? And how do you do things? So where will this come in handy? So when you're creating groups, by the way, that would be the next slide here. What happened? All right. So team sign up. So when you are signing up, do not sign up for a group until you see the membership, who are the members in that team, and then you can go back and see, who are the people that you like to work with. Okay, make sure that so this we'll find the link. I'll show you. We'll switch there in a minute. Under Blackboard, there's the team sign up sheet. Okay, and do not click on do not. Okay, do not click on the sign up before looking at the members. And we want to make sure that there are only 4 students per team. By the way, some people add and drop later on, so there might be some teams that have 3 or 5 members, but for the most part there'll be 4 people. Okay, and make sure that the team is diverse in terms of gender, race, and if possible major. Actually, there have been quite a few studies which say that team with mixed gender population is actually very productive, because no gender, like males do not want to look bad in terms of females, and vice versa. So if an individual is a slacker, they don't want to look bad in the other gender's eyes. So they will do everything possible to put their best foot forward. Okay. So let me show you. So just to recap, you will introduce yourself based on these here, and you'll sign up, team sign up. I'll show that in a second, and make sure that there are 4 people per team, and it is diverse in terms of gender, race, and if possible major. So let me uh, here. Right. Okay. So this is like this is what you will see in Blackboard. So under course content, you should see everything, chapters, PowerPoint, and everything is right here. And there's also syllabus, there's simulation, and I'll go over this in details in other videos. Um, and these are the assignments, and here you'll see the team sign up sheet. And before you join a sheet, team, you'll be able to see all these things, and you will be able to see who is in the team right here. Okay. And based on that, so do not click on sign up, keep going, and then based on what you like, you can sign up for that. All right. So thank you for watching this video, and I'm looking forward to having you in the class. And before you come to the class, if possible, try to set up the teams. I know this is a short semester, 6 weeks. So I like to, give you things in advance. So this way you can be ready for it. Oh, by the way, just one quick thing over here. You may want to just buy a textbook that is cheap, okay? Because we'll be using simulation is, I think, $40 or $50, probably $40. But you will be using this for 6202 as well as 6216. So it will be useful for both part 1 and part 2. And the textbook is for the concepts, and I don't want you to spend more money on it. That's why it's only $15, right? So thank you for watching this video, and looking forward to seeing you in the class.